Hello. Ebusuafo chia obi bia. Idi se obi bia ho ye. No hwere a wo mu no, emu nchia anya de ma wo. Eda mo ase. Ewo mommoa mode boa SOS. Enedai said ye de ayam surprise no because no be any topic and ye de ba. Ye see be kasa fa agrochemical usage and their preventive measures. Emprempi no sɛ yɛn nyinaa anim a sɛbie son yɛnte apɔ na yɛkɔ doctor hɔ a anaasɛ yɛkɔ pharmacist a pharmacist na ɔma yɛ duro a na wakyerɛ sɛ okay fa wei baako anɔpa baako awia baako anwummerɛ na wasa aka mesrɛ wo ada fa duro no a bɔ mmɔden sɛ wadidie nti wɔka no wie no a na wɔka sɛ yɛ a wɔnom aduro awie so no nom nsuo dodo because epensuo obu on so was say okay eduru we die ema wo na nti bomodian say obenom enwumere nko a nti say wo ye driver ye nom aduro na bra wo ye djuma nti edi nti na ya na doctors ana say pharmacists for ne kire sa niema a efa sunsanso a aduro ebetimi de baye na bra bo no the same thing ena duro a ye use ewo yemfuo mu the nro ekoto no agrochemical shops no near the baye yemfuo no the same thing pepe na mprempi no eya na esan se yennom esa duro no enko yem na emom ye de kogu enobaye so na emfuo na ye yenti no ya na ya adwene maso se ehu hia se yebedi nhihye na ye dai ya hyehye ato eduro no ho no nti obu ho a ebia meka say yeseduro we say hwie kapoma nefa gu nsuo bucket ma anase 10 liters ubon se nipa no obehwie the same bottle ni nyina na ode gu 1 liter 1 liter basket mu because eduro no ehun se na afuo no emmoa no ye de ha no nti misremo ada mamu maye emfa ade we enye dai yemfa no tra mama ma yemfa no tra afuo mu bibia ebeye bia no moma yehu se ye wo measurement anase ye wo ni susu ya de e wo ho a ye de e wo se this ro say ye fertilizer say ye pesticide yo say ye weedicide bibia ye use wo yemfuo mu no mepa chemo ada mesrɛ woni die mu se de be ya yensase no betena ase ama yenya hoɔden na ye no ba no so nya hoɔden no moma yenhwɛ sɛ ye benya esutie ɛwɔ enhyehyɛ na ɔmahyehyɛ wɔ aduro no so no anase be yekoto ye kra no moma hwɛ sɛ ɔmunim aduro no ho de ensusuae ɛwɔ ho enti yensa yemre no ye beto ensa ama yen papa yen nua ye brother ye ofa Mr. Ferris Akwaba. Mr. Ferris, mpacho yemo Akwaba.
Yo, yeah, Jomoso. I hope that Yamiadum will be out here.
Nyamiadum. Ebusuafo nyina ho ye. Saa so na megiri se nuanom ne adofo so mutie eho ye. Mr. Kimbabson, woni de ade a ye me fe ewo ye nua ye ho no se woni de time no obeso no 30 minutes kura no before no ede obetena akire na we de otwen. Nti Kimbabson bebia wo bia no nyame nhira wo eda ase ne wo support ede wo support ye da obi bia nso ase. Obeni na ene da ide eja mosimu de ekọ enhihye bi mu de ewura sunsumu wiase wo nromu nti ene da ya so a ye tie mu
Yo, you better was Mr. Charles na Jumapa oh yeah. Na yada etie fuso ase said bia wotie na omo share link no sane bia obia so ebenye bia ahwe. Yo, I'm say several weeks ago, yeah, discussed pepper production and okra production. A kwanya obefa so edua sa ndobaya ubenya ho mfa so na mpan bebre no aya ye hu ekwan a ye befa so use chemicals ye use for farm no sene be ya ye benya the maximum output out of it intino ende no ye bekasa afa most of the chemicals are farmers no use so some of the things also and have too much effect on yourself and then also on the environment. And as a farm now, into no you better take your time near board your money be so. Na yegusua yeboboso no se obi ewo question bi so a obetumi ama yaso ate.
Okay.
Na
okay, but me try no ntimi me share sample link into more na se me twen kakra.
Oh, obetumi the link na tum send e be ya so bi ewo question bi a
okay,
obetumi bisa na out of that no.
My family pen and me paper
discuss it.
Timidie.
Yo. Unse chemicals ni go ho a e depend near opese wo treaty. So there were a lot of different types of pesticide. Now there were weedicide or herbicide. You the treaty weeds. You can have some kakra, but before so you can these pesticides are now weedicide no one some no. The per se yes a kwanya obefa so are selected those herbicides pesticides now obese use. Unse pesticides biya wo ne toxicity level. Intino so select here, you have to be extremely careful about the safety of the chemical. Wankasa farmer now who use a chemical no, you have to know the type of chemical you are using and precautions I will say we take it whilst you are applying that chemical. So and how effective is that chemical? Chemical now selecting them. Is it able to do the work I will say so we check it the toxicity level now. No I should say a bit to me aye juma or say now ni endurance level. So endurance level. So we spray a good plant in this way. Is it going to survive on the plant and work for a minimum of or some period of time or per se who treat him one. So and then also overshare cost. So overshare cost say herbicides and as pesticides now cotton nebo yedin and as a nebo yedin. But if it is doing the same work there, then there is no need to better near our friend Neboyade. Once you have selected the pesticide, no, a fena obeshe kwanya obeyeden ubi yusu sa pesticides no. Now the first thing I was say say ube making sure say sa chemical now we use it is registered somehow and approved. So there are so many chemicals in the market. I want to share here. Ube use a health effect about one as a farmer. Until you want to make sure say the chemical you are using it is registered or it is certified by the government organization or whichever organization they are responsible for those chemicals. No. Now again, to chemical one of the things you have to really be concerned about is the label. We have what we call the pesticide label. Now, what's your pesticide label now? Who read in here? Ube who BB to say we call BB signal words. Signal words. Signal words. So I'm man also share. I will label no. So now it be a danger. So when we say signal wording go a danger. danger nature says over a teaspoon of that chemical, na say onoma ebekum so
Okay.
ebi wo warning so na caution. Intino se uhu sa signal words we our chemicals ne ho a label ne so a it tells you that it is very dangerous, and if you ingest some of them, it can cause problems to your health. Intino I was say we read now what is no ase so now ube you make sure say you have your PPEs, your personal protective equipment. Most people really don't care about that. So, but you are a farmer, you must also care about your health. Protective equipment I also use, make sure say you have those things around. Efano or friend then goggles and I say efano gloves na a friend then overall in Taribia also share every protect you personally from those chemical effects. I will say to me aware those things. And then the first thing that the other thing that you also want to keep up the machine opese who use to spray or friend then you chemical no who says backpacks sprayer and also got any type of sprayer. It comes with different nozzles, so spraying nozzles. I'll say who use the nozzle that is specified for that chemical now opese who use to know. So within the package, about 4 or 5 levels in there. Nina levels, nozzles Nina was specific job or more. Don't use nozzle that is specified for maybe herbicide or fertilizer for the nozzle that is specified for your pesticides. Keep that also in mind. So, I'll say I talked about the dangers of the pesticide. I'll say the toxicity level and how it can affect your own self. So now, the types of chemicals that most people use on their farmer. We have pesticide or insecticide, weedicide, we have algicide, we have fungicide, we have nematicide. So it depends on the type of chemical that you are treating. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Minchwa no.
Good.
Ansana yedela no betumo no. Enti misrewada ena no yenua bi SND pictures bi breme. Wose mosi yenye home garden. Enti washa se oye garden.
Very good.
Mr. Omar baby a obia mechiawo. Na garden na woye na odua nkruma. Odua nkruma no ehia se fifi na mwa sha se baso. Nti wono sei no. Wo betbi prekope akọ chemical shop akọkọtọ duru na say this for the picture otwa picture no de akọ de na oso oye ansa na otimato na so fiti prekope na no akọkọtọ duru bia no de aba beguso.
Last near discuss says insect it does not necessarily mean you have to treat it immediately.
Okay.
So you want to consider the threshold, economic threshold level. But say ocean say invasive and I said they are dangerous there, then you really want to treat it as early as possible. So nearby increase it. Backyard, so we have chemicals where they are environmentally friendly, able to me use to at your backyard control some of those insect or pests that we'll deal with. And they say the first thing you have to do is to identify the type of friend and pest you are dealing with. So no wash no a drew at the akano. And yes, It's yes or no. It depends on the level of the infestation. But again, you want to search and then find out what you can use to treat that insect now. So
Okay. That's
yeah. And we have insecticide. The insecticides will kill insect. Now, you have herbicides. The herbicides will kill plants, either grasses or broadleaf type of plant. Now, you have rodenticide. The rodenticide will kill rodent, such as rats or mice. Near fungicide. The fungicide will kill the growth of fungi and then other spores, such as rust, blight, or mildews, the powdery mildews. So those would treat that. Now, you the one that controls bacteria. And then we have the larvicide. The larvicides will also kill the larvae. So the bactericide will kill the bacteria. Into this are some chemicals to me a use a treaty your friend your crops. But also social labels no one you want to look at the active ingredient now our chemical name because and known ever perform the action that you need. So these are some of the things I will say we are very careful when you are selecting those ones. Now, me taking one by one, na me share say to me aka ho asem kakra. So we share herbicides now. So the herbicides is used to control weeds. Farmers had a lot of problems when it comes to controlling weeds because the major problem with farmers. So when take it time, you will lose about 50 to about 80% of your crops if you don't control weeds. Until we have what we call herbicide. The herbicide is used to control weeds, like I said, and we have different types of that. We have one that is called translocated herbicides. These ones, a bit to me, are destroy the plant mechanism system. So intake mechanism system, the vascular system, about destroying now a cool plant. We have the ones it comes directly in contact with the plant. We call it contact herbicide. And it takes some time as sana a cool plant until make sure that spray it covers the whole field or the whole plant. So and then you will back a friend is selective herbicide. The selective herbicides will kill target weeds and not desired plant. So it is selected to kill maybe broadleaves and I said grasses. So in the control, you want to also look at what type you are looking for. We have ones that are non-selective herbicide. The non-selective herbicide, it will kill all weeds, including your plants. Applier, you want to make sure say you are taking precautions around your plant. It's like a crazy cow plant now. Ebekum and so so any chemical you have to know that. So you have to know that. And then you also want to talk about the residual herbicide. So how long is the chemical going to stay in your soil? I'll say, and also when you then, when you ever hope. Into these are a few things I will say to keep it in mind. But we make us say, a quite benzo na mefa a spray me chemical. No. Assuming say you have problem with insecticide, aphids or whitefly, and you want to control this type of insect. or backpack sprayer. Backpack sprayer, no, we have different types. Some of them are manual, where you use your hand to pump, so you build pressure. And some of them also are motorized, where you use battery to power it. I recommend, say, battery type now. That is very good because it gives you a constant and helps you to get a uniform spread. So, but however, say unina say the manual one now, you consistently want to make sure say you are building pressure within the tank. Sanya u sprayer be a uniform now a control the which are what they call insetter per se who control. Now, say Oto wia, I told you, sir, and I said, can say, I was say, the label. So, label near very important, right? Because labels, no, and a betrayal near, I was say, we are then, useful. Into the read the label now, a betrayal, the quantity to use per gallon. So, say, a insecticide now use, it will tell you, sir, per this acre of land, you can use this amount of this, or maybe 1 cup per 1 gallon, 1 cup per 10 gallon, 1 cup per 20 gallon. So you have to read that label to understand it perfectly. Chemical biana ne application rate. Intino say when we read the label now, it will become very difficult for you to determine the application rate. A hono na one share na wako under apply or over apply. So we answer you are not really treating the problem. So now we read the label no so it is going to tell you the different type of insetter that chemical can treat it. Into no a list all the insects that the chemical can treat. Into no share now you compare to the problem you are having on your farm. Now say iniswa, just know say that cannot treat that problem. Into to make sure say chemical now auto no. That is the problem you have, and that is exactly what you want to treat. And yes, ube spray, but into me and control insect now. Open say control. So into no labels it tells you a lot of things are I was so so now I bet show the friend the active ingredient a chemical name as I said before. And so yeah, very, very important because the active ingredient, and in the effectiveness of the chemical now or use the spray or when. Now say who spray so one most important thing I ever say who put to in mind is the direction of the wind. Which direction is the wind moving? So because you don't want to spray against the wind. We sana say chemical no, a best spray on yourself. Until you don't want to spray against the wind. Now say a wind is what don't go and spray. So now you also want to look at the weather. Say in Suba Betoa, you don't have to spray. So most of the herbicides, who spray about 30 to 1 hour, and I said 2 hours, depending upon the type of chemical I will use, that is when it will start acting. That is when it will start to take effect. Intino say, who apply immediately in Sutua, just know, say, you have wasted your chemical. So you have to go back and again apply again. Who apply, look at the weather condition, the wind, the speed of the wind, and then also whether it is going to rain or not. Most of the time, make sure say oko spray so say anopa obon say bosu ato so then su wo leaves ne so. You don't have to spray when you see that. Trying na insu no enwo leaves ne so and sun why then we spray because say insu enwo leaves ne so na oko spray what you are doing is you are diluting the chemical concentration into me and perform the action that you need. Into trying na kakra na leaf no eso enwo, then you can go ahead and spray. Na say who spray we so prevent people from working on the farm. So say yankwala na do mo koya na say penimfu kra na we spray at that area na we spray no immediately the man microphone here then and nam ho se na benya ye umbenya direct contact to their skin. That can also cause a lot of problem. So without saying much, it is very critical and very important. Say whatever you are spraying on your field, make sure say it is effective and able to control the exact disease and as a pest that will control. One important thing I also keep in mind is whether we like it or not, chemicals will still be with us. We cannot farm without chemicals. So the only thing is to know how to use them and use them accordingly. And have any effect on you or on the product you are working on. This is just introduction. Say questions be a whole now. Mr. Pamford about he can also talk more about it. Now, as a question be a whole so be the then we can dig in and let people know what they need to do.
Mr. Felix to also.
Okay. Ebusiafo, yeah, just a little break here, mommy, sir. First, yeah, Anumusio. Me de enkai boy bi ba. Mr. Moada, nyame ya aduma on Sunday ye be ya wo chinechi ye be ye program na edemosronko no. Edi enti na edemosronko. Every say nyame adum ye 2,000 subscribers. But nye se 2,000 subscribers nti ya je ho ato so a ye nya hwebio. Enye ma binti na intimi ma said the na say city Wednesday Friday ni da bia sa say ni si no. But so na SOS e ho. Bibia ohia se obebu se bia bibi na chiri wa adwuno ebikwa na ade bia na mo adwuma na se bia obotaye bi na se oni sode hu bi no ebia wo ka ye betime anya ochirechire ni bi anase obi oye specialize ewom anase obi kura oye saade na wo ye o peso ko ye bi no wa dey wa ma guidelines nti mistre wada emfa enya wadwene se ukoye we sei ukoye fu ukoto we ukoye we na opese wudisie enye se wo emi ko use e dey akwa ko mi project no ye no ye ka say ye will be a friend SOS asida box. SOS asida box no a box bi a inside the nyame adoma Sunday ye de nyina na me wom nyina we de ebe kire na emum kakra me pese wo tie sen se SOS asida box no ya de bi a ankra na omuti SOS no dwumadi a omudie no se de be ya yen SOS ye betimi ade apromote omudwumadi omudie na ye betimi ade apatronize nti any o market terms any anchi o moniaman any dey go one box any say dey wo hia bibia se o pese okodi obi ase so obi awo na wo kwakochia no e na important so obi awo na kwakochia na wo dey ade kwakochia no sad box your box no e good pa obi din birthday uni problem fa box no koma no nipa na ni beje o ye yie na ni bibia to na ni fa ade bia occasion bia just to say hello kra no fa box no fa komano obi bi fra brochira ba fa boss no fa komano obeda wase pa o yeye sanso no na ye boy nuanom no mo fu emfu ye ne adade na mo ye niema no enso mo so enya ahoden amom so de ejumade na ade akoso nti me de ma no besia for the meantime Mr. Mo se mo me subscribe na ye like na no so boa emajumade ne ade ekoso Mr. Pampo de mo akwa ba
Soja.
Eji se bibia boko
Nyankopon do na monso e.
Nyame adom bibia ho ye that. Enuano ipacho me de link ato die ye papa Mr. Felix ya kan so far no se wo question bi ana bi eyi wo pese wo di contribution bi susu ban so a fa link no so bra na ye nyina ye de ye nkyerɛkyerɛ adwene enye se ye nko wo tie wo so so wo adwenkyerɛ bi a fa bra na ye nyina na ye sua me paper wo ha me ye de me kura me pen a me twere nti nyɛ sɛ bi a mensua bi me nso meyɛ dɛ mensua bi na Mr. Ferris mɛma watoa so yɛtwɛn Mr. Pamford no.
Most of the concerns, so about the chemical use is the exposure. I'm much concerned about the exposure. So farmer no apply any type of chemical, being insecticide or herbicide. You want to make sure, as I said before, you want to make sure, you are covered. There are different ways you can get exposed. So you can mistakenly, the chemical can mistakenly get into your eye, into your nose, into your mouth, and that can cause a lot of problems. Now, most of it, it can also be on your skin. Keep in mind, most of these chemicals, they are cancerous. They can cause a lot of cancer, so and other health problems. And, that is why the PPE is very important to make sure that you feel that now apply the required PPE. You put it on, or goggle, or gloves, or overall dress. We also put on. We put on who we clean, we washing. Really nice. Now we dry for the next application. These are some of the precautions. I was say we take it. Say we echo or friend echo applier. Now insecticides, for example, say we spray insecticide. We spraying once. That doesn't mean say that is all. So it doesn't mean it's we're spraying we for the growing season. No, based on the type of chemical uko use, on the label, it might tell you say maybe spray this dosage every 2 weeks, spray this dosage every 1 week, or spray this dosage once or twice a month. You have to read the label. Okay, I can't talk much about the label because I might not know the type of chemical who use. So what I can say is chemical beer who use, the label tells you a lot, but unfortunately, most farmers don't read that, and even if they read it, they don't understand it. Okay, that is where professionals comes in. That is where the ag extension agent comes in. The application rate, is very important. Now, this is also very important to keep in mind. The fact said, who could treat weeds. Let's use weeds as an example. So, who could control weeds? It doesn't matter. The ebia wobɛwa say apply bebree na nwura no ebewu ntɛm. So that is not the case. Ebi mo hɔ mo yɛ ɔmo adwene say if I increase the dose, so na me could spray and then the nwura no ewu na ewu yie. No, that is not the case. You are wasting your chemical for nothing. You just follow the instruction now. Mo dia ma label no. So we spray kakra bi can leave na. Ebekuno. Some of them are systematic. Ebe go through the xylem and the phloem of the plant, na a kill tissues, na akọ kill root, nti ebekuno kakra bi so na. Nti the volume does not matter. Just read the application rate on the label, not apply. The same thing applies to a herbicide, insecticide, fungicide, nematicide, larvicide, bactericide, all these side. The same thing applies to them. Okay, the label, very, very critical, very, very important. The application, we have different ways of applying. Some of the insecticide, now some of the chemicals, it comes in a powdery form. Some of them come in a granular form, and some of them come in a liquid form. So, they are comfortable. I will say we use. Most people use the liquid form. However, if you feel say the powdery form now, ube use and so near application rate and method of application then and more best spelled out on the label. So on how to use that. Into the nino, I will say, when you are applying those chemicals now. So those are the points for now. No, so do a question be now, and then again, some of the mistakes are they say. You say who apply chemical urea. Storage is very, very important. Where you store the chemical. So because you have children around, and remember, they are very toxic. And I told you, say, you have to look at the signal words, danger, warning, caution. Whenever you see those signal words, it tells you, say, those chemicals are very dangerous. If somebody drink even a teaspoon of that, it can kill that person. And to make sure, say, you are storing it at a very safe place that people will not have access to it. And then one of the mistakes so Uncle Fuyan said, they change the container. So both no more be a good different container. One you mistakenly think say be a bottled water being away there. It is very critical, say you don't change the or friend container now chemical no till say you finish using it. And these are some of the precautive measures I will say we know there we take it care of. And I say handling method I will say we are there we take it care of. And these chemicals, some of them are biological and some of them are what they call it synthetic. So safe to use. It will also it is not safe to use. So it will a organic chemical. It will also a inorganic chemical. You the farmer have to determine what type of chemical you want to use. But again, it depends on the invasion of the insect now person we are there to control. No me besi ha na se obi e question bi a na yatwe or
Okay, yeah, that's obeni. Adeɛ baako a abɛhyɛ mu adwerɛ saa adeɛ wei ɛtɔɔ me na video no mɛde sɛ mekɔmɛhwehwɛ no kyerɛ kwan na masaa akɔ akɔfa de aba bɛto so no nti wodeɛ ma menka ne ho asɛm no nkyerɛ wo tama deɛ nti ɛma ɛsɛ ɔsi hyɛ aseɛ no nyame adom a wo a wonim no Sunday mɛka tama mehyɛ ase sɛ meyɛ afuo no chemicals a na ɔmu yi so no eduru bi no me kɔɛ no anaasɛ medi nka ma obi kɔhwɛ afuo no na me nso bɛkɔ Ghana kɔhwɛ no tumu sɛ bottles na ɔmo yusu a ɔmo de spray no nyinaa no yɛtoto gu hɔ de asase no so just like that eti saa deɛ wɔ so yadeɛ bi a mepɛ sɛ yɛhu sɛ wo yusu bottle no wie na wo spray ɛwɔ afuo mu a mesrɛ fa bottle no fa hyɛ polythene bag mu never free afuo mu never de every fee ne make sure say be dey ebekɔ bi a that's me a me nim say on say Ghana no nye ba bi nyina na ye dey ye selective dustbin but kroma say ye selective dustbin a also be bia a ye to but make sure say wonya saa de no e wo dey e wo fuom e wo wonsase so because enye feel but the time goes on no saa rubber no ensuo ba beto agusu ama eso abekata abehyehyɛ asase mu ebesa de ɛhaw ani nyama dey ebeba ti medi we no ebetwa mu sɛ be ya wo be dey obeti ase Mr. Pamford why ready ye twɛn questions no mepacha ye the link na to de sɛ obi wo questions ya obetimi afa link na we dey waba beka ɛna mo ma ye hunu sɛ ye papa Pamford why the see show wo a wo hweye no bo modern se be kwakwohwe na adesuade wo mu pa ano no a wo ho no so no wonya agriculture man ko wo ye engineer owo na ankasa ne firm a wo ye consultants for all your building and construction bibia wo hia bia enti menim sɛ yɛ papa wɔ biribi ka anaasɛ yɛntoa so wɔ saa mfoni a mede bɛyɛ so a.
Okay. Me that's it. My late kakra momfa nkyɛ me na ɛnɛ nsuo no yɛsɛ yɛpɛ but aha adwene kakra but ne nyinaa wɔ yɛde aseda bɛma Nyankopɔn na Madam Mr. Felix ne Ofamenu ne Mr. De wɔn a wɔde kan nyinaa mɛda obi bi ase ɛfa agrochemical nkyerɛkyerɛ yɛde kan ayɛ but yɛfa no at different dimension. Now, Mr. Felix Akanina, we cannot do away with it. As long as whether synthetic, biological, or whatever, we cannot do away with it. And the only thing is paracetamol. We all know the implication of using paracetamol for a very long time. But cases be or where Banasi and farmer also one had an hour. And due to that, no, say, your bomb modern say, yɛde bɛma wo na mmom sɛ yɛde ma wo na woamfa no sɛdeɛ ɛsɛ wɔfa no that is where the problem lies. Nti nnuro no a yɛuse no ɛkwan yɛfa so a yɛuse yɛ nnuro sɛ akuafoɔ ɛne ɛkwan yɛfa so a yɛkeka nneɛma bi bom aberɛ a to some of us nte aseɛ nim ɛna ɛyɛ sɛ akuafoɔ hwɛ ne yie na yɛ papa nso ka no waka nneɛma bebree ɛna ɛde ayɛ dɛ ɛde afa ho which is 100% correct. Nti si ayɛ akuafoɔ yi saa nneɛma no yɛnhwɛ ne yie na nneɛma bi wɔ nnuro ho nso a wɔtɔ a ɛyɛ sɛ wɔhwɛ yɛwɔ te sɛ symbol yi a wɔde too so sisiɛ wotɔ aduro biara whether insecticide pesticide Mr. Felix ɛde kan aka nti meka aduro a yɛnhu deɛ yɛka ho asɛm wobɛhu sɛ belt bi wɔ aduro no ase aduro no ho no belt bi wɔ hɔ belt no wɔ hɔ no yɛa no yɛayɛ bi te sɛ gloves nose mask Wellington boots ɛne adeɛ ɛwɔ saa line tea na ɛyɛ belt da aduro no ase no ɛho saa line tea na ɛwɔ hɔ no ɛnyɛ gloves no ne nose mask ne adeɛ na ɔpɛ so ɔde kyerɛ aberɛ biara wɔ asɛm bebree a yɛa na ɛka na ɛne sɛ the color of the belt alone indicate aduro no the toxicity level. A greener, the toxicity rate said the tianku. A yellow said the tianku. A be a white said the tianku. A be a red said the tianku. Na the obehu white no meaning say a harmful there but it's less harmful. Obehu say a yellow na kyerɛ no so relatively harmful. Obehu say ye green na kyerɛ no we less harmful ne free hɔ a ɛno ɛna ɛdi hɔ. Obehu say red na kyerɛ aduro no very harmful. Na yɛnte aseɛ sɛ ɛkɔba sɛ wohu da belt no ɛwɔ aduro no ase a ɛnyɛ the toxicity rate of the chemical no and make the chemical to be efficacious. Me pesa me kyerɛ sɛ aduro no sɛ deɛ wode kɔyɛ no ɛyɛ aduro a ɛyɛ papa a ɛbɛdi dwumadi a wopɛ sɛ wokɔdi no anaasɛ yɛntimi nni no ɛnyɛ saa belt no na kyerɛ. Saa belt no is only indicating the toxicity rate of aduro. Aduro no sɛdeɛ ano den in terms of ne side effect ɛwɔ nipa so ɛteɛ. Yes, menka no saa. Nti yɛnhyɛ saa adeɛ no nso yɛnhyɛ saa adeɛ no nso. Ɛna Mr. Felix nkasa yi mu no ɔsan ka asɛm bi sɛ obi kɔfa aduro no na ɔkɔ spray sɛ yɛ insecticide sɛ yɛ pesticide sɛ yɛ larvicide sɛ yɛ fungicide whatever ɔkɔfa aduro na spray no ɔsɛ quantity no ɔpɛ sɛ ɛkɔ mu nti na wafa no kɛseɛ sɛ ɔfa no dodo a Se ekoba se dem di nkan de paracetamol ye example no. Se nipa baako ye na dwen se bi obefa paracetamol, let's say one sachet, I don't know what will happen to that person. I know the mintimi nka. Oh yes. But when you nyina be dia dance say the survival rate of that person will be very, 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 very minimal. And then it is by chance. San and runete planta ye hunu. It is said the nipa na said the debia can. It goes through all sort of processes a nipa kom, physiological process and environment communicate shrinking to environmental changes, climatic changes, and other things. In the same times, process we all say, "Oh, I'm not going to film." Now, go command a dear a brone soa. At the said, you walk for your man, or the aquaswa a collab 6 years. No, walk for penny, Newman or soon be a baby 30 years, at the aquaswa collar 6 years. It's answer plant, no, a year a dear won't for when you know, and when you moon. Ebeka saa kyerɛ wa na saa time na ebi a adeɛ no asɛe anaasɛ asi kwan bi so na wɔhu sɛ adeɛ wei sei na ɛyɛ den ɛna ɛrekɔ so. Nti yɛnhwɛ yɛ ɛkwan a yɛfa so use yɛnuru no. Ɛna afei yɛwɔ compatibility rate. Yɛwɔ aduro bi wɔ hɔ a ne aduro bi wɔ hɔ a yɛmfa nhyia.
Mr. Bamford,
Audio off.
audio.
Okay. Okay, thank you. The American say you will be a friend of compatibility rate or compatibility ratio and now compatibility mixing anywhere will be put in the beer. Saha adiano say you will dribble where near dribble why and fanfra in spray. Say or try so will be spray nimi simultaneously. It is going to cause stress to your plant and it is going to affect its physiological process. Moreover, a sign inhibit the growth of the plant. Meanwhile, when you say what the drone aqua spray. Another nkyɛn agrochemical you use whether synthetic, biological or whatever, organic or inorganic, whatever. Say a kobase bia woyɛ wadwen sɛ o kwa spray a drone adeɛ baako a ɛyɛ sɛ wohyɛ ne nso paa ne sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ wohu sɛ aduro na ɔrekɔbɔ no dwumadie bɛn na ɛkɔdi ama wo anaa wotee sɛ yɛ spray nneɛma na wo nso ɔrekɔ spray bi anaa wate sɛ yɛsɛ adeɛ wei deɛ every week bia yɛ spray nti I have to spray daabi yɛwɔ nnuro no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛboa plant no for the growth nti sɛ nkɛyɛ aduro a nipa no ma bɛka sɛ bi a ɛyɛ multivitamin yɛwɔ nnuro no bi wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛka sɛ ɛyɛ biribi te sɛ ɛyɛ yɛde fight yɛde si yare bia like anti malaria drugs anaa biribi ɛte saa yɛmfa no nyɛ example like oko wɔ saa paneɛ na ebia malaria for 6 months unya bi da aduro no bi wɔ hɔ a saa na tie ɛna aduro no bi wɔ hɔ a yare aba no ɛno ɛna yɛde ko aduro no bi wɔ hɔ nso so a yare nyama no wutumi de bɔ no ho ban but yare ba yɛde ko ba so obetumi ako a kyɛ sɛ ɔkɔfa biribi de ba bɛka ho all those things we must know and when we saa nneɛma no nyinaa akyi no we have rate of application said Mr. Felix said he can. At the same time, no, we have the do and the don'ts. The do and the don'ts, and then I'm pessimistic. The pessimistic say, a drone, you where to apply, when to apply, how to apply, and then the mode of application. You will drop your you cannot spray it under scorching sun. like awiabo a yɛn spray. Ɛnyɛ sɛ aboa no na ɛkɔ, but awiabo a yɛn spray aduro no. And those chemicals no are very sensitive to an extent say the over plant and absorbing lately crown is not more than 60 minutes. That is 1 hour planting wafa, especially liquid fertilizers, especially and the scorching sun yen spray. And an insecticide and so secobasa opeso spray insecticide and so and also because of the wind direction, you don't know where the wind is blowing from and you don't know where the wind is going. And also it can say na time on from a woman I say we are woman say both you be two that time we don't do spraying. Say when to apply corona your yare bi ho apese wo ko a we wadwen say obe spray na no pa emwo especially yare a eye bibi te say mites ne de keka ho edeba no, that is the insects no ade eche omoko. They feed on the plant sometimes during the evening and at the night. And on where they won't feed. To wait me a cobo drone, so cobo drone. Let's have one feed on adiano. Now, then, I want to feed on no say a coba say, and your stomach contact insecticide, and I be beat as I say, Ukoko sprayer, Uber drone, a one baby, and Yanefi. But time I will do now one in your. In the same times, me, for instance, there are some instances as a me who know my farm, I work overnight because Sakobasa me who's idea no, a way in a coso. Now, your time see in SM spray, sometimes you are a numerous sometimes 8 o'clock. I feel in my chassis about 2:30 a.m. I feel a make coffee because Samanya is a drone of a cotton and it said the Mako to Missika to. It said the Mako to Missika to. And then how to apply no and so ye auto drone a share drone who ye a drone most at times you will be no how one say we are 15 liters 15 milliliters per 15 liters of water 15 milliliters or 20 milliliters per 15 liters of water who machine now they call drone because say how many number of liters machine your 20 liters your 16 liters, your 17 liters. And before sir, men corner me rain my men can say a baby, a market liters, no do queen in man, you are going to say, oh, me, my machine, now your ma said ye bay a bay, your drone go a behow into baby calibration need drone. I want to more than say, Obama a drone quantity, so I a drew. Now, that how to apply na ekwan enam so a akuafo bi kɔbɔ aduro de osusu sɛ ɛbɛyɛ adwuma ma no na ebi anya adwuma no saa because aduro no ɛyɛ underdose anaasɛ sɛdeɛ osusu so ɔkɔtɔ aduro no ama na bɛyɛ adwuma ma no na aduro no na ebi a akɔsɛe nadeɛ ɛnie yɛwɔ machines ni bi wɔ hɔ 12 liters like the motorized one. So that is here. The be a meka say me ma me kan asem bi bre bi etwa mu say ebeduru ba bi ku adwuma no sebi say wantimi ensua de kakra wansua kenkan kakra wanhwe wantimi nya bi no that is where abre bi amedu atwuma dwen si so. Let's assume say me use motorized machine me machine na 12 liters and makwa aduro na aduro no ye say ye de 20 liters ye de 15 liters 15 milliliters and now 20 milliliters in a good 15 liters of water. The no use 15 liters or could try a drone deco spray. Means so dear means so me use motorized and also your 12 liters. Means me could try a drone which will lead to overdose. So in this case, you have to come in and perform your calculation. Like you take the number of milliliters are required to the quantity I can once again say be a 15 liters to let's say 15 milliliters of a drone quantity. You have to divide the quantity of the water by the quantity of the chemical to get your per milliliter. Then you multiply by the machine that you are using no ne quantity a ɛfa. Saa adeɛ wei yɛ very important paa ɛtwa sɛ akuafoɔ yɛ dɛ ɛhyɛ no nso. That is why as a wokɔtɔ aduro biara ɛtwa sɛ woma obi a onim ɛhwɛ ma wo. O machine kora a wode yɛ adwuma no ɛtwa sɛ nipa no ɔyɛ dɛ ohu. Wawie ne nyinaa akyi awie no unwie even the nozzle that you are using. Nozzle no yɛwɔ 1.5 ɛna yɛwɔ 2.5. Ebi wɔ hɔ a yɛ 1.5 ɛyɛ 4. Ɛyɛ hose no ɛyɛ 4. Ebi wɔ hɔ a yɛ 1.5 ɛyɛ 1. Ebi wɔ hɔ yɛ 2.5 hose no ɛyɛ 4. Enti sɛ deɛ ɔyɛ aduro no ka kyerɛ wɔ sɛ ebi aduro wei wofa 15 milliliters of chemical no de fra 15 liters a ebi a spray, let's say 1 bottle no ebi a spray, let's say 1 hectare of land, that is equivalent to 2.5 acres. A kwan bɛn na bɛfa so a wobɛtumi use ne saa. All those things you must know. Nozzle bɛn na wo use, and nozzle na wo use no ne flowing rate no ɛte sɛn. So woanhu saa nneɛma no nyinaa bɛyɛ w'adwene sɛ o once amafa 15 liters na nko adeɛ meyɛ okay because spray no ano no yɛwɔ aduro no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ sɛ fa adeɛ no so in a shower form ɛno ano no. Yɛwɔ aduro no bi wɔ hɔ a ɛhia a total coverage, especially chemicals like fungicides no. It needs a total coverage to the foliar part, like adeɛ no haban no ɛyɛ sɛ aduro no bi yɛ dɛ ɛfa baabiara. Enti saa adeɛ no nso akuafoɔ no nhyɛ no nso. At the same time, aduro bi te sɛ insecticide ɛne fungicide yɛde fra bɔ. Wotumi ɛde fra ɛbɔ. But ɛnyɛ fungicide ne insecticide nyinaa na wotumi ɛde fra yɛ dɛ ɛbɔ. Na mmom no adeɛ a ɛsɛ yɛhyɛ no nso nie. Wobɛbɔ ka ɛgyina saa input no a wode ba afuom no ɛgyina so. Wommɔ ka nso a saa input no ɛka ho bi. Do you use them in the right direction? Sɛ bɛkɔfa fungicide a mɛsɛ fungicide ɛhia total coverage. Ɛyɛ sɛ bi fa ahaban no so baabiara. Insecticide ɛyɛ just in a shower form. Enti sɛ mɛkɔfa insecticide ebi a 1 bottle, that is let's say 250 ml, 1 bottle ɛna mede spray mɛfuo. Ne sɛ nka baabi a mede insecticide ne nko spray a nka ɛyɛ sɛ eduru no. Sɛ mede kɔfra fungicide pɛ ɛndu hɔ, I am losing because the number of insecticide ebi a nka ɛyɛ sɛ metɔ no bɛtɔ aboro saa. Enti yɛtɔ da yɛnya kwadwesɛm nsi nkyɛn na yɛnya that simultaneous spraying no. Simultaneously meaning aduro no yɛfa wei ni afa wei ni afa wei ni afa wei ni afa wei ni aka ne nyinaa bɔ mu. Yeah, yɛngyae yɛmmɔ mmɔden ne yɛngyae saa adeɛ no. And last but not least, maka how to apply, maka when to apply, and where to apply. That is the most important part. Obi akɔtɔ aduro sɛ wei bi aduro wei ma nnɔbaeɛ ɛpae flower. Enti mekɔ akɔtɔ aduro no de abɛ spray. Sɛ wode aduro no spray adeɛ no wɔ nkɔlaaberɛ mu a mfasoɔ bi ama so ɛmfa because there are some nutrient a plant no ɔmfa bi nsie ɔmfa nyɛ hwee. Saa na aduro koro na ɛma adeɛ no pae flower no adeɛ no aduru ne initial aduru ne mmerewa bom yɛnka no saa. Afei na obi aka kyerɛ sɛ saa aduro no yɛ nti woba abɛ spray saa aduro no de ayɛ dɛ ɛde ama wo nnɔbaeɛ no ɛno nso so ɛkɔba saa ɛmmoa wo. Enti yɛhu aduro biara ne time a yɛuse no because yɛmu binom Mr. Felix will bear witness with me say yɛwɔ sɛdeɛ yɛn the people of agriculture industry anaasɛ agriculture sector ɛyɛ nnwuma no. Sɛ yɛkɔka sɛ bi a yɛkɔtɔ aduro wei a ɛnyɛ sɛ aduro wei na yɛtɔ no saa aduro no na yɛ spray no all the time. adeɛ no every stage biara ne chemical a you use. Stage bi wɔ hɔ a you introduce bi ne yɛyi bi afiri mu ne yɛde bi abɛka ho. Ɛwɔ dwumadi a ɛyɛ den ɛrekɔ akɔdi. Nti there is a whole lot a ɛtwa sɛ akuafoɔ ehunu. Na deɛ mede twa toɔ ɛwɔ ansa mede ma no asi ne sɛ obi a ɔpɛ sɛ enter into farming work, obi ka kyerɛ sɛ farming work no sika ni mu a ka kyerɛ ne sɛ me se ɔboa. Sɛ ɔse ɛnyɛ nokora a this year no I have decided I'm going to use my field to demonstrate whatever going on over there for people to know what is going on sɛ ɛmfasoɔ wɔ mu. But ansa na ɛmfasoɔ no bɛba mu no, you have to get people with technical know-how to guide you as to what to do. And most of the times, we want those things for free. Sometimes, if it becomes a need for you to pay to get that knowledge, you have to. Because your profit making starts from that particular point. Yes, a problem known is halfway solved. In this only obi te sɛ Mr. Felix wɔ hɔ sisi ɛkɔ akɔyɛ adwuma a w'adwuma no wonya nyɛ nwie yɛ koraa mpo no sɛ wobɛbɔ ka deɛ mpaatwɔ no yi firim ɛno deɛ nka ho koraa nti yɛnhyɛ no nso sɛ mfasodeɛ wɔ mu. So when we are going to enter into farming, we have to do a thorough research. We have to consult other people. Even if it will take our time, it will take our resources. Once we want to do that as a business, we have to because said the Debia can you move in professionally be electrical engineer and agree can also home. But sekobase yesi adwuma no yenyi ba akonto ho a metu engineering not to actually baby. Excuse me to say that. Why? Because with that one you can make predictions if only you have the knowledge. If only you have the knowledge. But the other ones, obeko adwuma no a contract nipa no opekra on farm onye. So saa nneɛma no meda bia meka sɛ nyina no so emfa mobra. Nti wo ba farming na bra. That is why we have started all this education just to help you people. We are there. We hear information bia come. Bra. The SE we have a consortium. We will teach you everything BSA. Your package being so. My name is Mr. Felix Mo. Yegusu aye hon toto ye. Se Nyankopon ya adom ne se bibia toto yi a ye de saa de ne beba betu dwa. Na wo opese wo ko enter into farming no. Nyese ye beye wadwuma na mo. Ye be mo anigi sem de bia. Betimi aboa wa saa ohaw no. Enso so ebeba from ti. Me de manu besi ha ansa. So be a question be a obetimi ebisa.
Yo, apani yedase na menshira so ye odiaba. Me send you anoma mutie said it was kind information. So information na wo problem no I have solve. Halfway solve. Ena eduru bi a ye information nti no da bia na ye lusu sika na ye lusu no bebre cause ukọ ade bia mu na se wunni ya know how techniques wo mu na ansa na wo betia ne bia se no na sika afa ensuo ase kakra ana se epomase me bompa ye sre erade se obeboa ye no obeme ahoden na abre bia na ebenya nnuano ne adofo yi na o ma be dey o ma be kire enema wo si ye hu ewo ye no ba ye mu sisi ye fu ewo ye mai mu na mesere se Mr. Pamford wo yi ade ye nso ebetima ye de beboa no ye de beda na se no ene se ye be kwakwohwe ni video na wo ye no wo de COC show no ye hwe wi ade enti na mpese ye hwe me pese wo hu asam wo kan enkomo odi ye no na hu nipa bia ti bia wo chese nipa bia wo ye enti nye se bia wo che no wo kan agriculture enkoa na unim nemo wo ye engineer so so ye de ho ase wo hia bibia na se ye consultants or building a ye bibia nso a obetimi so ede edi wanim edi wachi ama obi bia opeso ye bia ede akoso nyame ya adoma Sunday 25th Ghana time 6 o'clock p.m. ye be be hyehyɛ so dendenden enuanom ya dɔfo be free bonkum nifa ene ekyirikyiri a ede enye aba be hyiemu ama ye de ɔdɔ share ideas speech ene de stories ya ekoso ewo entrepreneur journey ya ye no eno nti no meto minsa e de anidie ene anigye ama yen chairman yen papa yen legend Mr. Menu Akwaba obeni mpacho mbo Akwaba
yeja penye ko mechiamu
yejo so obeni jisa bia boko
nyame adom ade atenye dia hu
yedo nyame aso
na ene topic ni very nice metie bia na me baba challenge ye panel ya omo ho nei
asamaba
me challenge na me de be mo mu no say agrochemical ya te ho bebre na enema a ekoso of farming community mo even ene abrofo na omo sha ase bebre no omo kura no sa revert back to say omo pay your friend say organic products and you omo disassociate omo free chemicals and you know ever livestock ni cropping and me question I made Abraham is that almost environmental pollution. Human health risk. Chemicals no sometimes no pests no be to me build resistance against some of the chemicals no soil no degradation the more we soil no to me and water contamination I know zeno there galamsey for be try but and also is part of it and impact on the non-target species to see afrafranto mama say me spray afrafranto but me could spray and I can't afrafranto into the ecosystem necessary and it also has the burden on the small farmers so san nema we will be trim as a member as a farmer but me look at the profit side of so me person me maximize on the adwuma me na I was me tackle certain issues say if we are pest any disease control so how do we balance sa nema we no any sa pest any be nema to say be a land be or a hosa so one word no one kele one we yield need to be a mouth the boka but at the same time yes I was enema we so yes effect me start here free environmental pollution human health risk then we continue because me person me ko farming you so me say cocoa you ko ba akate okay me yakati free wa ebi anka you could spray who free so but me go spray who no so no ebi na aka mo afoforo bi how do we balance sani ma say me so me dia me de ba me de ma me ni contribution me ba me contribution in your question I was say you try ma for I understand we have to use the chemicals but there have to be a balance and where do we start all right Mr. Charles go ahead
me penifo me pacho ansana mema mo akasa no enuanom amutie yenche nti se uwo question bi anase contribution a fa link ne so ne fabra because yenche efiri na ekwe no ye behwe se yemro 2 hours so yɛbɛboro so a na ɛsɛ bi nkɔmmɔ no na ebi ayɛ daa na ama yi nti mesrɛ mu ada sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a anuanom nso so da bi wobɛnya ɔdɔ de aba no yɛ nkyɛ nti sɛ ɔwɔ question bi a anansɛ bi a anaasɛ contribution fa bra mepakyɛw megyae mu ma mo.
Mr. Felix, so now I guess on our strategy and you are best strategy.
All Kanina is 100% right. I'm not going to challenge that. So, but we have to face some fact. I mean, taking account, can I explain them a bit? We are talking about food security. In the next 30 years, we will need 70% more of what we are doing now to be able to feed that population. All right. And to know the question is, what can we do now to be able to feed the population and at the same time protect our environment? That is a challenge. Recently, those of you in America, there was a chemical via USDA, a band-aid. It was called dicamba. Dicamba is a herbicide, selective systemic herbicide. Almost every farmer was using it because of mobile spray soya bean so soya bean no, but it become other ways. Into farmers with 10,000, 20,000 acres of land, they had no option than to use that chemical. The issue came, it has so much of public health and environmental issues. More research and investigation came up, and then they have to ban that chemical. Now, on ban the chemical, the concern is, what else are farmers going to use to make sure that they stay in business and meet the demand of those products? We are living things. Every living being bear no disease, and those disease has to be treated. Even in human population, local hospital, they give you prescriptions. The prescriptions are pharmaceutically produced to help you maintain certain diseases or. And then they will also tell you, there are other ways to control disease. No. So they give you options. The options are there. But if we farmers are thinking sustainably, as a matter of fact, I am a sustainable farmer. I think about the environment a lot. Okay. That is why researchers are coming up with biodegradable and environmentally friendly chemicals. I will advocate. I always advocate. I remember I said some time ago, there was insecticide being used near a friend DDT. I know with this DDT, there are still people using it, but it was banned in the United States again because it has so many effects, even on unborn babies. The residual effect was too much. So those things are there. But why are those things happening? That is, a farmer person will continue with using those chemicals. And then I discuss it. To reduce the effect of those chemicals, there are some things you need to do. What's your label? What you need to do. Unfortunately, most farmers are so stubborn that they don't follow anything. That is why the effect is there. We don't care about the non-target, our friend, animals, and I say insect, and I say areas, we don't care about.
Okay.
That is why those effects are there. So don't spray. USDA, they have set thresholds. Don't spray 100 feet to a what do you call it, water stream.
Water stream, okay.
So they have done the research. They know, so we spray above 100 feet, and I say longer than 100 feet. There's not going to be effect on the fishes or the aquatic organisms. You'll be safe. All these things are there, but how many of us do it?
But in American is I understand that point, but me can free me kurase. So or no farmer even chemicals no right now no a cool no be unregulated.
Right.
A be free India, a be free Nigeria. Labels no near the na bobon no kra no. Body ban government body ban will regulate say saa de ya the farmers inside cane the papa and one say farmer no the only say make boy do no ma share asase no na makudua Mr. Pamfor se me boa they say the aba say yanko boy duro medua duro ha yembo duro wase say nsuo da ho say nsuo ni nsuo na ho say effect benya farmer na nkasa no. Maybe from my point, maybe kwa juma may take away a normal way into consideration. But farm maybe or not of once year you be an answer or chichiku and now baby no. Sa nema ye can win even say ya obikran le woman DDT or the back spring or the back gune force because unimpo se be a ban DDT. If the DDT find its way into Ghana, people will use it. So humpo a omu because the man answer man for free China deba, for free India deba, Pakistan, Turkey, Nigeria. The reason why I make can we know because me a more me koto drew a na drone o me kwa me say drone nye but the drone finding a way to Ghana. Farmers to injecting into their livestock. Now why the be this no. So on say I'm not attacking the Emo canon. I'm just coming from a point that how can we see that Nema we are a bit effect in uneducated farmers and then is a farm for okay. Calculation we was the guys will be one university. I want to try and breaking it down. Go who sure the go the pump machine ones and will spray. You have to be skillful and you have to contact a
Asama okay a major problem. Asama okay a major. I understand the facts that who said make sure and can be said chemical be out better. Make sure say it is registered and certified. So, but how many of us will even know say this chemical is registered or certified? So, every farmer need to make sure say an extension officer comes to the field before he or she applies the chemical. Whether you are educated or not, have somebody. Mr. Pamfor so can say, people have the knowledge, people have the the expertise, the specialists are there. Use them. I'll say you say it is the sustainability it will come. It is going to take a very long time. But we should also understand there's so many chemicals that are flooding in the market. People are using it. But how can we make sure even those chemicals are applied according to the rate Mr. Pamfor said can happen? Even if they are correct. If those chemicals are correct, in quote, how do we make sure they are applying according to the standard? These are some of the problems where specialists comes in. So how can I don't argue that price 100% right. So but a drubia no so one fun year now unya problems. So what can say take 1 teaspoon. What's a medicine take 1 teaspoon? If I say me ho to me 10 spoons. So ebekum. So edu na esa yare no eno aso na ekum. Nti na your application rate no. So whilst we are advocating for sustainable agriculture, let us also find a way able to make and make sure that farmer is applying the chemicals right. Personally, I know say there are a lot over America have you were talking about say the use of these synthetic chemicals. It is very true, but they are looking at alternative ways. In this so-called American market CCR, there are so many research approved USDA products environmentally friendly herbicides. Our farmers experimenting with use. Those things are there. And these are things that also you can watch them. More education more. So in the crowd make for home, Mr. Pamford.
Dear for men can.
Mepacho, is about from Pacho Mebo. Yeniaba, Obajo Santua, Chiao. Ejadu, Pacho Bia will be answer. Yet, Jisi Bia Boko. Bacho to us, Mr. Menu Besokas. No, Casa, what team Casa?
No, Mr. Pamford, or family.
Yeah, Mr. Papa, sorry, no correct, sorry.
Dear of a man can. A year, Jumadi Cassette or my morning in our factory also. Ye come my morning in our ninya edge a bit trabine. Sure. Yes, starting with no medical can say the conservation agriculture practices.
Mr. Papa, Ebo. Sister Joa network ni nyina so nti senko ba yema no enkasa na se tekwa na so nka obebusa question but okay yema ne nkasa owie a on kan question na because tekwa na se unsa teko why we de kafra owie na wo de atoa misa no
no problem
mame me ba cho akwa
me pato enua me pa mo mo to menka de
Yeah, so kapa
akwa ba mpacho mane nko before say bi o mbetena so bi
na me pese me musa question bi se na me ka bi se ye mine mo no Ghana se galamse asai ensuo ne ensase ni bebre ensase ni bi wo hono ma obi ho opepa se obedo kua no nanso esan galamse na omode asai asase no ene ensuo no mercury ene ade ene asase no edi ehia ana se funtum from entisisi no so obi opepa so opese won do afu na wakonya asase na asase ni ebi asebe agalamse asase akata so na momo hwese ne asase ne eda ho a ebi obetimi de adua bibi
network so yeah but I'm say you can play
waba mame bacha etikoi nti ube saka free baby ase so obi beso ye fo na onya sase aye galamse asase yakata so a
ne me prabusa na se okonya galamse asase e bia ye funtum fram a odi dua bibi a ono na dwemu no e bia be ye na koba ne se ochena bi no odi kodua bibi na ochena bi no ye hwese ne no ban no beni ana ne nua no begina ho a e bia na chemical na kwakọ affect aduaba ana se no ba ya obedua no se ko affect na o hyase a chemical bi wo ho de be prevent mercury ni other stuff na akwa asase ni nsuo ni mu no na aboa ama no bae na timi agina so ana bibi wo ho a ebetimi ay aboa abuafo.
Says Sassam way Makanda. So we a farmer, don't buy that land, regardless of how cheap it is. That land is messed up for years. Into so per se unisika now we a farm now unisika. Men to sasas no. Sa sign at now mo use sa sign at no mo use extract gold no.
Me drop it
Very
na ma throw comment section network na mbo ame.
Okay, yo.
so ebi mo use cyanide, ebi use sulfuric acid, ebi mo use a lot of chemicals. It pollute to land no, in such a way, sir, before you can bring the land back to life, no, it is going to take 50 to 70 years. So, so your farmer now per land, see, that is not the type of land that I was saying, regardless of how cheap it is. So, in the end of the day, I will advise that don't try to a government problem to bring that land back to life. No, it is not an individual problem. It is a government problem. Newmont, for example, have programs where when they mess up the land, they find a way to bring it back again. It is going to take years. You can't do it as an individual. You don't have that money for that.
And Ghana Robert Nasiama, American company, no. I'm a man over 60, 70 years on bringing land to our world because as I'm okay, so farm be up per se. The question is, farm be up per se of venture baby yeah mining or what our person yeah uncle I think there's a documentary about Guinea and Burkina Faso Congo. I think a few places be a documentary about two land no for so many years yare mema ni nyina ewu mu ye dwuma mines hu nyina it say adani krono desert.
Wow.
French for no echo and so land na say and you know say the effects of illegal mining when they bit me ja to hwama they should go and watch those things now. And yeah easy say obi feel say ubetimi dey easily plant no what revival land no you know so on correct side send Mr. Felix can and when you person saying they go buy those type of land because no near land it was in the Paben Hukura and yeah Kagalam say now yeah na because farmers in Nana was here sorry a fight against this thing because yen need the assassin juma. So yen assassin who here Mr. Felix can occur ubiquita 10,000 acres, 20,000 acres, play to free one place in the water or farm somehow. How are we gonna get this type of land to do farming if we want to go globally? So was any net. You better say peasant farmers are now 1 acre, 10 acres, 20 acres, and one year better now. That's the reality I hear facing. And until now me through more questions now about these chemicals. No say, Mr. Pamford, I drop here now, or don't care. Also, okay. You already are. And the sister, I need the. Maybe that documentary now they are sending Mr. Charles now, or they are sending no should be. Of the ones in yes, boss.
Nti deɛ na meka ne sɛ wei saa ɔko wei aban ko na because when people were entering into conventional agronomy no na binom nso ɛrehwɛ conservation agriculture and da biara deɛ ɛyɛ a yɛka no the conservation agriculture concept the CA concept no ɛnyɛ adeɛ baako sɛ ɔdɔ a wɔnhyɛ no nko a last time mekae sɛ Mr. Felix koraa ka saa asɛm no ɛno yɛ just n'ano ketewa bi. So if we decide to go by that method, the Offerman will be saying there are numerous ways I bet me a year free yemukra. And then I'm me training back home field and I'm a trainer say a coin first one eura and said I'm a folks be ready you free so. One, say run is sihona and set his seed when you cut it off. Welcome a crop. But here is a case to say you could December more PBC. The farmer will leave the weeds, set up seeds, and son or sanko slash it. You have planted more than thousands of weeds. Yes. And I'm Mr. Felix, the American boy.
100%.
And by going with that method, no, it's a full package. Yeah, I say now I never acquire me and say, Papa, we I thought I want to make a son or started 2013. Met me the ministers me work say there is no country in this world, yeah, owned by a center or you're conscious about agriculture. Talking of US, Mexico, Australia, Canada, country bank. Yeah, was hard the power but you know something? The industries that we are talking about, they are the people who support government. So if the government come and support you to do that your initiative, most of those industries, especially the agrochemical industry, is going to collapse. And how can the government generate fund? That is Omaya.
Well, Mr. Pamford, but Miss the end is said me was something that may go against the institution. Yeah, I don't think that I have to rely on the institution to make sure say maybe the end of the story because if I'm getting results, say Hamatan time or shoot or there you my every farmers be brave when I'm in new moon and yena people see say your results are like example is Mr. Bendako. Within a short time, or no short now, but within a short time, and people be brave, a training came. Right now, no pay, it's not by any government institution, but the type of message or the amayen. A move nipa, I mean nipa testify say, omu enya free the teachings no. So sometimes a revolution be no because and I mean no to wait honest question, Pastor. Oh, yes, sure. Say any political party, any MPP, NDC, WF, whatever. Only the plight of the Ghanaian.
100%, they know it.
Oh, yes, sure. So, only say the Ekosuni Ewukrumo Ghana. Ah, boss. A drew Mura this campaign. And Omun, so first it travel
No,
to do whatever they have.
As some American of a man.
We have but any sort of two almost.
Onim, maybe Timasia from
Mr. Pamford, Mammy Kawa no. Say in our own small way, send your take conservation farming or agriculture. That is your little way to send a message, say
exactly
we need this type of agriculture in Ghana. Until we need to sell that. Let's forget about the government in the yard of Bayoshi.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Until no, so you have to so so you have to your home. Yema education in common Na sɛ nipa no te ase a ɔbɛyɛ nea ɛwɔ sɛ ɔyɛ ɛbɔ ɔno ankasa no. So government have a bigger part to play in this, but it's not going to happen soon. Until while say it happen soon, no, what can individuals do to make sure say we meet the standard I yankasa yepen?
Okay.
You are talking about more station. No, look at the number of people that are coming to your station from different countries. So, because omohono, the agriculture that is going on, and yet, Indiana ye diwahano Indiana ye kunyo.
Boss.
So, they want to learn from you. Why say you mean spreading that in the Ghana society?
Okay. What be sasem?
Okay, maybe what
be sasem? Mr. Charles, maybe.
Your whole question, your whole question, the answer already.
That's no because in Libya and better gonna want to answer no. Okay,
okay. Mr. Charles, and the question woman say, when we started 2013, we have trained over 45,000 local farmers within a period of, I think, within a period of 5 years. But do you know one problem? You will teach the farmer on what to do. You go to the site of the farmer and you see the farmer is doing contrary to what the wabefa yina. On said that via mekasa
Mr. Pamford. So I'll blame both the teacher and the pupil and the product now.
You cannot blame them.
I
you
will.
Cannot blame us. The reason being is
say say material what they are. Well, okay, me kind of point blank so I tell me over 2 lives, but maybe there is a way I'll be enhancing the way I watch what they know. There have to be accountability and follow up also.
Yeah, Mr. Menu, I'm anything na you say all kasa no kasa. Some of us we are putting things together. So
yeah,
later these are some of the things I ever say. So the accountability aspect I can is part of it's in the pipeline. So there's a follow-up, there's a system to track what they are doing.
That's the thing.
So but that link but how can we create that link? So
last I think it was last week or this week, Anti-Tilly frame on it, Mrs. Obindakon, short AEB discussion. And it was boiling down to a nipa upbringing behavior. Any how yempe change. So what committee a farmer on right now, catch room say it be a seasons no change. Now only an brew at certain time. They find it even difficult to change that because of course and that's saying na it was you do bro. Obia say yeah pam to me ko pambi. Mesma question there, mesma ko boy bro. So their mind there has been something like ingrained woman. It was a one do sa de man answer na one man the new material now the man on. But new material now the man on. Until so be who say, oh, a time has passed, I would know a consistent regardless the season. So there have to be a paradigm shift in their mind. Media man says here to my trainer there. Obey me a fast while but they'll go back to the Ashena dream watching and they say no fast yen near. So we have a lot of things to do. Yes, Charles. Yeah.
On say moma yɛnhwɛ adeɛ bi sɛ yɛtete wɔ adeɛ bi mu a ɛbɛyɛ normal ma wo, but ɛno nkyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ normal. Wahu saa yɛatete wo sɛ sɔre anɔpa kɔnsuo ba a wabɛyi nsuo wabɛhwie nsuo no bi wode twitwiri wo se wotwitwiri se wie a dware fa book fa kɔ school wokɔ school a kɔfa kɛhyire ne kɔhyia maame wɔ fuom wokɔfa hyia maame a ɔno aduane wadi wodi wie no afa nneɛma na de aba fie ayɛ nti saa wei na changes na yɛka no ɛna yɛsi sɛ ewu sɛ ɔsɛ for farm is there anything we can do sɛ yɛka sɛ yɛnsesa yɛ kɛtrɛma na yɛmpɛ local things, lab Ghana ya me say me ahya se ken no eno say edin every say ye bie TV a ye droni say ye bie ye radio a ye tie brofo eno enama abasa because onipa be de wo de wa adwehwe wo de woni hwe nda bia no ebeye no mama menim say mo adwene wo sa de no a na yama openie ejedu akwaba.
Oh, yes, I say 100%. Mr. Pampo to also na you know.
Okay, and Mr. Menu, can I say the follow up that we do must base on the NGOs who always bring the farmers. We as a corporate body or being an individual, want to mean yes, nti nipa no lead mo de mo bae no, it is their duty and they are obliged to do that because you paid for.
Me pacho me ntwa na NGO na wodi farmer na nim ba ho no botaye bay enya your friend no NGO no.
Oh, what I have friend NGO say non governmental
governmental organization,
governmental organization, and their aim is not to make profit.
And do we sure say sa wo mo no bi omo ni botaye bi nti no ma share da yesa
of a chance ha kakra ya yeti that could be a phone line situm. The number of people we call in a day, the number of hours we spend with people just to help them to solve their problem. The time cry assign times we are sacrificing a lot.
Yeah.
Very serious. Intimini nipa kasa as to say nipa na be no sign times cry dey be 100 problem but we still do follow up. Yeah, sir. Yes, on the buy you but because one thing about me they say me person say me time 1 minute to be who are there na successful. No. Me person there. So me say me time 1 minute to who I have to make sure the thing is successful. So enti that ko dey sheda bi etum omo beka ho asem obi ho a 12 o'clock ofra o say minim say won fa wo na obediefo ho nkomo we have time for all those people. They be I thought that wife pan me for cry free them but so call tenten no asha ase dia ene fa pii mam. Oh yes. Oh, say yes. So, enti ye nyina yegu so a ye hwe se saa nneoma no ebenya mamu na minim se saa nsem ye obi sai die. Eda bi a ya hyehye ato ho no ebeduru ho ya me ne omienu ya awe no. You will have the opportunity to ask those questions and you will get the answer.
Because I know say I don't get me wrong, say agrochemical. For instance,
no.
Over to me use agrochemical, no, you know, but obi we are over to me use fertilizer. to say soil fertility management say now or the replenish a land no normal land no enya and a chance rounds them say no e be about neem tree ne you know fertilizer. So me no right now that is the aim. Things that I'm looking at are natural. Me to me and use upon say for instance, if I'm doing 100 acres of land, me year a brew 100 acres. Don't tell me say may apply chemical. Me the better more look when say definitely I will use it. But before I make use no, and I mean starting here, I have to start looking at the negative aspect also. Now, if we must start here for up solution before I didn't be drew. And not me busa question. I'm not just saying say maybe I'm getting me wrong. Say yeah, we use chemical, see, but me use chemical with best practices. And when I'm on a large scale or 1,000 acres or whatever, of course, definitely I have to do those things. But but I'm at the same time, there's a small farmer baby. Oh no, the only man say yes, say I understand you now can now on share who fake chemicals or system nimu then once on the water no we are the obi okra chemical no container no we are sa room di nchina gum no oh
true pass true
masa obesu be ko hu bibi ade we na omude or said we need to crazy but we shall miss hey now we now do so all this who the congress now be who the things that are happening these things are real a chemical no container no omude see from no more trust no more no more see omo second that means that fresh now no the so gum no body sin the second na aka efumu all these things omo trash na obi kra so obi obesa hye no smoke obesa inhale akonimu so so all these things some pure water na no butugu assassin so Mr. Pan for me boy
no me anga me site ebi happen bottles na chemical na ni nsuo nyina na me koy na
many no and give it man so many years to come. Oh, the ideas you have there, I don't know, so these are some of the things that we are talking about. But I understand. So
legend kafra what mpacho.
No problem.
Mama yema ejeduwa kwaba na yemfa question miensen ensha asifri ne so.
Okay.
Ejedu mpacho yema kwaba.
Yeah, ejedu kasa entio.
Ejedu. Ejedu mpacho tienka.
Otia no abemu but
Okay. So nanka me wo question bi.
Okay.
Ejedu mpacho what tienka otimi kasa mpacho. Na obibini was say, is it possible for us to avoid chemicals? Are the side effects worth risk? Say the na ubusano legend.
But your friend is saying, and I say Omar discussing you, but
Yeah.
first of all, no fan say open increase yield our farmer. And you might no agrochemicals no and I can first and foremost no you have to use the best practices. Best practices no and Mr. Felix can in no. We label no measurement papa. Obeshe gloves So share your friend is a max maybe also should be. You understand? How I'll be the type of chemical water, the entire water, any day. And agrochemical like fertilizer and pesticides help increase crop yield, providing essential nutrients for produce, and the best preventive pests any diseases. It when you yield. Okay, Mr. Felix, what about for answer questions? Where am I there?
Bebo, mame, eja dum bacha fe otienka. Nse wo mute yon kakra. Debi. Me ntintiem se sana obi anso ntie. Mr. Felix bacha okay man nkoi, me da se.
Yeah, me sorry kakra. Just question here then.
Na yenua obibini na no say, is it possible for us to avoid chemicals or are the side effects worth risk?
Chemicals in the side effect in the dose. So short-term effect, maybe dizziness and I said diarrhea, your eye rashes and those kind of things. Maybe so obutumenya cancers, birth defect, especially reproductive problems. So now one should yes so some developmental delays be nkolamu so on tisane money na ewo
Bema so etimi jojo.
Etimi jojo. Very true. Those things ni na they are side effect. Edru kra yen normal was yen fan say yare ne kra no. It was side effect. So but they were here born say edru na wo apply no. E kwan ben so na wo fa so ayen. Because there are safety levels. Safety levels wo. And no na ye bo hu de ru say hwe kwan a obefa so apply edru. Se na be side effect no e be minimal. To be frank, the way the world is going and food security issues, trust me, chemicals are not going anywhere. But they are going to find a better way to improve its safety. Okay, chemicals are not going nowhere, but alternative way of using it, a better more. There's going to be research on that.
Okay.
So, food security issues in right now, in America saying that they are used to GMO product. So,
more approval.
I'm more approval yet, and I'm more approval. I don't know.
Aba.
Sir.
Aba. Me news be minim say.
Yeah, I heard on the news say almost approval. But I don't know say.
Yeah, but whatever it is, I knew say a day will come and all these things will happen. Because nipa here. So I don't know. Europe, I don't think that they have approved it. So, but it is going to get a time. A lot of people are going to approve all type of things. But question is, what you have to do to make sure that you are protected. So your community is protected. Some man will say because the GMO seed aba and no chance men farmer men could use. Some younger some will see that I can use it.
Na me pacho no. Ade ne say enye say ye ne yekoduo. Nemo se me so na pa na me soma me ba so onkoto banku ma me ni a ansa na yekofo mu a banku na yekoto abedie no eho eni asem no.
I want to ask them no, but I don't know what is going on. CCR, and there's an advocate say all GMO product has to be labeled. Well, people are advocating that all GMO product need to be labeled as GMO.
Obani,
The GMO, those that are not GMO.
Maybe I'm walk around, maybe I'm walk around. What to me, we say, oh, then just say.
But Charles, the all can understandable because the we are no. There is no way who bet me a block BB 100%.
No. Absolutely.
Unless, for instance, maybe North Korea and those places almost see we are obi any asem. And I would to be in Casabi out or be accepted be say. For instance, women here will buy a vice president or be preaching gay training. And I don't know about standing for American president. Say, oh, we near. Of course, the entire man bag Ghana the first time, a free the trim. When policies are enacted or the big fight Africa say more accept this anima we. And I say or start to say hold more over dependent on them. No hold the sanctions or my Greek sector no against more any gear engineer ba and as about Bema. I start to say or talking about gear. Obeka say we there musuntino yankawaha masa. You turn your soul. I'm out the devil. I feel the enemy have to bargain. You can't bargain with the devil when you already sold your soul. Okuta usunsum that also unani kwa kotre. Enti sa name boss okay. To say for instance, for food security no population kosoro. Yeah, also. Right now, arable land they farming small because you no land ni nyina mpo da hono na ese ne asa say bi de galamsey. Galamsey no gold no mutu no. Why na eto gold na free krom ho akọ. Yeah, because gold no yen use we krom ho mfa nye car engine and as yen fa nye machines bia en fam build factory bia. It will be to gold no free krom ho nti why na sponsor yes say assassin no. And the more yes say assassin no now no baby e be ye efuo I de be feed ye ho no e de be sustain ye ho no e be ye kakra bi enti say ye use chemicals as pamo emoa any diseases na e be de nya feed mpo e de feed ye nation no now no this is where our GMO no will be because enema na free amano na e de brew nyina no enye wo seed ene e de duaye so enema ni nyina no e chain of things and now boom. And there, Mr. Felix can say we have to get the best practices from what is there now. That is what we have to sing. So you can see American President Ford some time ago, and Oka said the only way America or the president and they say this Obama president offer Oba as vice. Na Obama ni wu and also Obama ni be stage be on to me as president and sanabema Oba be diso. Unim sa asem okan no and then no ebe mu. That tells you say brofo no omo oni ma omo hihye to way back o. No mu de twen ba ye hu. Eti ye nkrofo ni hu a ni ekekam de na ye mpagye mo na say why you prepared? Why you prepared say GM ba ujibi. A joke now, ye joke you on. A concert na so enko forum so ya no mutu no muyi. Who bet me aka GM no abantu unu subi. Obi are we over dependent on them?
Dabi o na say GM no Ghana fodi o. Nduane bebra efi aha na moko no. Chicken na dey a efi aha na moko no. Our friend akoko fun a wode ko ni na. Say GM product wo di video.
Pre-control na mo we free.
Ni na no yedi the only thing is
take it tail ne those days na mo should take it tail that ne pre-control ne you know tilapia free China credit the tilapia bremo na o ka chem say wundi so ole ye focus wa hana ye farmers no
Education.
easy education
Education is without the government making good policies.
Who said, so Washa, Mr. Man, so Washa, who said, Washa, American, Washa, Bibia, no, there's a conference for it. Bibia, there's a training for it. Into the farmers have knowledge, current knowledge of what to do. But how many of us go and ask our farmers back home, villages, how many of us go to those training programs? And as an organization, bank, now organize the training at my farmers. So, into the biano, not they are backward. Omunim, Yamunim, but se de biana se training course, new ideas about training course. A bank gaga can over reforming the pani mind. But ni pani ti kukwentumi, and that is all that he knows. No man say, for famia on
Yanko Trejantum.
Yanko Trejantuma, and one money. But so be uncle get a farmers nan chromo near ebitum dear institution so ebitum dear bar. And yen the fault because on the sound of the accredited and no name. So it's a big responsibility on all of us. I would say they find a way to. Intinia, Mr. Pamford Moyenede. I'm very happy about it. In Kankakra, a bad thing. And so transformation is very difficult. So Oma, Greek extension, we have what we call adoption. So insan will be bear adopto method no now a breye. So in Kankakra, you do.
Yeah.
Mr. Pamford, me video be I follow this guy Mudiene US I say. Now a livestock farmer, but on one is behind the feed, a man named Moa. And a grass fed, so and he moved away from so many things that I'll send it to you then now we have to learn more about these things. That is the approach me person me farm for me farm to do Miami
your mindset.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Well, so what shall Amish community?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what is in the market. No minimum none there's sustainable way none follow. They will not use tractors.
No.
They will not use chemicals. They will not use anything. No minimum say this is the natural way of producing food, and they will follow it, and it will come nicely.
Produce are very, 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 very tasty.
Very, very tasty. And it's premium.
Yes.
It's premium. It's pricey. It is doable. You're able to me yet. Just say, I'll say you change your mindset now. That's the whole issue.
Kwame TV will say the impact might seem very slow, but gradually it's sinking and people are having the change of mindset.
That's good.
I think we will get there. And sister Ekuya Yamuakwaba. Now Kwame decided by could be better also. I say we can't have the mass change we're looking for, but it will take some time. Okay. And Mr. Pamford, with the Obama will please don't sacrifice your marriage.
A fast one, the farmer is not even.
Okay. But I quite yeah, no friend with today. I did do but your entrance receive your sati and Kaisia.
So I think that one of the economic benefits I think that so a full soon now agrochemicals no I mean who you so senior Mr. Felix trainer more yield a greater profit as a farmer, because I did
it shouldn't be your habit. Last
Okay.
time we were talking about plowing. Not necessarily plowing is something bad, but it shouldn't be your habit. Your land be your house. I want to say wo ye.
Mm-hmm.
Na say we want to say on plow. E be an ye no enye easy mo. So when you do your first plowing, never do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Afro baako yi obeso sekan mu na wado mu no. Ɔde aduro bɛdɔ aseɛ saa kɔsi sɛ afuo no bɛkɔ. Now,
Hmm.
farmer no, have you think about the impact on you spraying or using those type of chemicals?
So, Mr. Pamford,
Enti,
as someone would say, Mr. Pamford, as someone would say, why do they keep repeat? Because the question they may sound say, land na me de trail na me say omudua bro no. Say ye trail bro no e de aye feed ama mmoa no ya ya store. Unim so omu pese omu sa ko bo ase aduro na nsuo be start ya to no mu say dua. E na me say there be. Enti se me manga say there be a saa nipa no saa na obeye saa every year bia no opeso meanwhile masa man no sika for labourers so anka so so say na identity say education na ma for them to know say na ekwa and one funny thing is that right now me na mo villages you know chemical shops you know e do so chen baby e ton sekan also first dey ga obekọ
exactly.
yewo your baby a
And
ton
when a
astrology
village is
second year.
Anton.
So say chemicals no if you are one town maybe around maybe a chemical stores maybe a 4 the next village maybe a 3 and I'm say eji obehu obi na moto brobo na chi
No correct.
obehu obi ye ko afo man kan ekuta second obehu obi na moto bro na bo na chi a ode ko bo fu obi okra na say no ba dia okwa ne say moto bro na bo na chi na ba ko se sensuo um bebo fu ama and I'm say hey I say mu no bi
Asama okay legend min chwalo ase we from Accra to Kumasi we ba November no na ye simu anadwonti no ahomache be you know omo ehia omo na omo kwafuo mu nyina no na de wo kan no kore sekan ana motobro sekan ana motobro obie ni wana senkura na ne de da Accra to Kumasi road nso obia de
yeah
and the crop oh ma jaba so pa Maya say, does it mean we can have organic farms on large scale produce like vegetables? Well, they
right
na ye de sia na em say ye dru 2 hours na ye kan no.
Mr. Pamford Manenkwe.
Possible see with me your organic farming. Possible. But in the course of say you cannot just stand up 1 year and say me year organic farming, especially when your land is not the virgin type. One kasa wo adeɛ bi a wobɛtumi ayɛ de aka ho na watumi ama ho let's say a year or two. Sɛ me any foreign material biara ɛmba m'afuo so you can. An organic product nankasa nkasa ɛyɛ agrochemicals. You can agrochemicals and yes agrochemical biara na ɛnyɛ. We have organic products over there.
Mm-hmm.
And those ones they are expensive. Mr. Felix, bear witness with me. Where in agrochemical, men can't be in agrochemical shops, no, it is over the counter and then pharmacy. You will do when you've been to over the counter so that I can don't come. Just a pharmacy.
Right.
The reason why you need to be with the experts. No? You, the farmer yourself, is very helpful, but you don't know unless we prescribe for you. So those chemicals are there, and one thing is for sure, we know there are some companies when you see their product, they don't fake. No matter what, they don't fake. Messi and advert mo be and commercial that bobby din. They don't fake. And those products no kwa the overturn of 20 cities no. ABA and no your best 60, 70 cities. And you may not know why at the end of wedding, at the end any way, me 20 cities there. So I am possible your organic saving home person will be used. Adeɛ bi say ube manufacture BB said the manufacture BB adequate BB na. Still there are products there, but the cost involved. You go to the market. You go to the market. The market women will tell you, go and spray this, go and do that. Let your vegetable look this way. So if you have organic market to sell your produce better.
Okay.
No, one of the problems in organic farming, the major problem is weeds. So, to make control weed our own, that is the major problem. And how do you control weeds? A honor the major issue. Intina CCR no so even we have over plastic culture. So people are doing plastic culture. People are doing high tenor production just to control weeds and control some of these insects. On a large scale, you can do it. We have to find a different way of farming, different methods of farming. Your mindset, no, it's not like so by announcing the organic farming. Organic farming, what are some of the structures and ways that made to me I field may reduce weeds and diseases and improve yield? Those are the thoughts I also shall see there, Adrian. And yes, we could be or friend and cabbage, 1,000 acres land, that be. Controlling weeds will become a problem, controlling insect will become a problem. But say would be baby Caribbean and I say high tennis or why a plastic would be our you have cut the weed control by 2. So and you will be able to be successful.
Okay. Mama in fact, Mr. Daniel na Mr. Via, ya bro 2 hours na ya kan so na mintimenya o the why busy na ontimenya de or betima kasa na che ya tana se kasa. Mr. Daniel Bachakwaba.
Mejima company for.
Nje se ho ye.
Na me adu me ho ye pa.
Eto nka che.
Jama na pa ko ni na pa ti am ye se ho.
Yeah, Joseph.
Wede Daniel wo se ni etie bia. Na de me busa ne se sa enro no. Se bia wo yusu ne sa like because na papa ye farmer. Edu stage bi on. Na obo one na moja nko a. Obo sa be ama ye ka se Africa na o si obi na ye no. Sisi ana no mo fa na me hu se bia betimi ay se bia nura na o yusu na he dey. Ya we bre no. Obo one sa wa pe na ye yido akotimi bo one na ya sam na ko to be dey o. Ya da ko yida baba se na up to now kra be 14 years I say left na ko bo one nkaka kra. Man say dey wonyi dey by antimi ankokra da. Then ko hospital mo ma no ye ne dan antimi ankoda. Nti I think say bia say mbele bu no ne bit ya for so sa na say bia ya die bi na say
You say organophosphate chemicals. So chemicals was properties. They cause that problem. They cause lung respiratory diseases. Which may cause a liver problem, even kidney failure. So who says farmers no say almost common for no more apply chemicals. They don't take precautions. Bohuna so now with giant home now they say spray, but say who spray against the wind you are going to soak yourself with a chemical. It's in over says problems no now you are having it. It is very important, sir. Whilst we are talking about our friend conservation agriculture, sustainable agriculture, better ways of using chemical. No, make sure, sir, you have PPE, your personal friend protective equipment. It's very, very important. Very, very important. One can say maybe workers need to be more if you care about their safety because it's a chemical. Those chemicals they can be very dangerous. So they can be very dangerous. Into protecting one, now protecting other workers on your field.
Okay. Yo, mbenifo mame hwɛ last one. Eja dum pacho tenka. Ana se mseso na no. Okay. Mbenifo se nyame adom a Sunday ochinechi yesimu ameme ha de yesimu Saturday ano no. Nyame adom Sunday be 25th 6 o'clock p.m. na Mr. Meno ni ejedu ombetena dwam. Ombema yenyina awawa tu. Obia edi ni motivation speech ebeba. Omo motivation stories ebeba. Stories ni ye entrepreneur journey no. Eniema difficulties ni na ndeba wafa mu no. Enuanom bi so ya hye invite omo so no ebeba edi omo so experience efa omo so a successful journey a omo ye de omo take ya omo komani so be de eba eti isrese nyame ya aduma Sunday 6 o'clock p.m. ma moma ye lusu saade we na ebeboye saa so na mesre mo wo a won subscribe we no bo mo de so be subscribe na like video no yentua sika bia o subscribe na wo like ya na o me notification bell den so a eno be ma matam bia na ba hwehwe kira kwan no yeye bibia so a ebe show ide a kirewo ena yesrew se ye di SOS asida boss aba edi eni SOS asida boss eye adaka bia enobaya ye nuanom a omo SOS eye obu a oye gele obi ye de obi dua meko obi dua we eno na ya tena se de be ya ye be ma omo so adwuma na omo ye na akosoro no ya totu ensa frɛ omo na ya gyeche omo no bae no ene di gu adaka nim ani asiri ya no ne se wo pese ukoda obi ase se ni birthday se waye papa bia ma wo se wo de koma wawofo so de koma wo girlfriend se Easter se wo de koma wo dwuma efo wo bie dwuma wo Ghana na se wo Ghana wo bie dwuma wo workers wo business partner bi obi a pese okoche na de bia no obi wo kra na SOS asida boss no eya idea ebetimi ahye woni monyam so na hwe na wama odi ho adanse yeda mo se legend yesi mpenifo kale na efie insurance no so wo bibi ka
oh wait a minute I made da busuafo ase say adwumrei ofrey no omunya akwan bae ebe kyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma ase in just la nipa no bebree there were questions you know senior waka no platform is there all the time I bet me reach Mr. Felix and Mr. Pamford anytime you know the open specific answer to a question so to me reach out how the addition you know the people for everyone addition at the end na ye chrebi to no one buy you we there will be aso so to me buy and thank you
yo Mr. Beno legend yeda nyame nhyira na nyampa Sunday nso wo bibi ka kwa Sunday ha
Sunday say what prayer to pack so me wa me mobile ministro training na me phone say jedu be buy na my year you but Ebeka we training who say near bay. Say we one we there 1,000 subscribers on.
Sir.
Say ekra be fan say official pa ntino. Ebedi bro that's nice. Everybody. Stories need their doors. I know say 2 hours now my because we are man for Bekasa pa.
Important say obia edi enije ba be kan de wo ha you know nya de problem enti mede streaming no besia na
Okay.
ye gina so say obi so obi bi ka link
Okay.
no eda ho obetimi afa comment section or na baba am ya bekasa.
All right.
Mr. Yeda obi bia sinyame hye obi bia so so e odwumadi a ene odo a modema SOS era masi.